Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. Thank you for joining us again today for a Micah Nigeria session. A little bit about Micah. Here at Micah, our vision is to see Muslims return to the state of Islamic excellence. Some of the programs we deliver include, but are not limited to, feeding the soul, creating a safe space, economic development, leadership and competency, capacity building, encouraging positive social interaction and promoting a passion for the deen. You can become a member of Micah Nigeria by completing a membership form, which I will share at some point during today's event. We also encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Micah Nigeria Lagos, and to also follow us, for those of you on Instagram, Micah Nigeria. We also have a website, micahnigeria.org. So kindly go on that website to see a bit more about what we do. So today's event is a little bit different. It's actually a panel discussion on love and marriage. And so today, what we encourage you to do is, throughout the session, I have a list of questions I'm going to ask the panelists. But if anyone on the panel says anything you agree with or you disagree with, kindly put your comments throughout the chat box. Let's just get a sort of a commentary going in the chat box. And from time to time, if I see any comment that catches my eye, I will read it out, and maybe the panelists would want to respond to what you've said. So to really get the most out of this event, I need you, the audience, to comment. That's like the main thing. So like I said, today we're talking about love and marriage. And I have, how many people here? 1, 2, 3, 4 amazing panelists who will be talking to us about their personal experiences when it comes to love and marriage. So I don't want to talk too much. I'm going to hand over to our panelists to introduce themselves. So my panel, what I want you guys to do is kindly tell me your name, right? A bit about yourself, maybe 2 facts, and then tell me your relationship status. If you're not comfortable disclosing your relationship status, that's absolutely fine. But be as honest as can be. So let's start with Mariam Oladosu.
My name is Ibo. You just said my name. My name is Mariam. My name is Mariam Oladosu. What was the second question?
Tell me a bit about yourself, right? Including 2 facts, and then your relationship status.
Okay, a bit about myself. I'm 23. I'm from Nigeria. First born in my family. I think that's brief introductory. 2 facts about myself. This topic is very interesting for me, so I'm very excited. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm a bit excited. Another fact is I schooled in England for about 6 years. So that's a fact, and I'm single.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, so there's no point of you guys saying your names because I'm going to introduce you with your name. But yeah, Kubra, please go next.
Thank you very much, Mariam. 2 facts about me is that I'm from Edo State and I'm 5'8". Well, yeah, I'm that tall. What else did you ask us?
Your relationship status.
Oh, extremely not married. Yeah.
Oh, I like that. That's different. Ooh, extremely not married. I love it. Thank you. Okay, I'm not gonna keep you to last, Abdurrahman. So you go. Go on, Abdurrahman.
Abdurrahman Sulaiman, yes. 2 facts about me. I'm an Ijebu boy. Second fact, I'm 6'4", 6 feet tall, 6'4". So my relationship status, if I'm going to choose from single and married, I might just pick the other box, others. If you have others on the phone.
Okay, so we'll say other. That's your answer to my question, other.
Yeah, other.
Okay, nice. Thank you. Okay, Sister Fumi.
Hello, everyone. I'm Fumi Momodu. I'm joining Micah today from Canada. So it's really early for me. Okay, so a fact about me is that I'm currently working on a project, a matchmaking project, to bring people of like minds together and help them, facilitate the process of them finding the right one. So I am on a journey with all the single people. I'm not single. I have been married for close to 10 years now. Inshallah, I'll be celebrating my 10-year anniversary this year. And so I'm
Mashallah.
grateful to Allah for that. Yes, but yeah, so I'm looking forward to this session. It's with comments like somebody said, Kudura say she's extremely single or very single. I want her to
Extremely
explain what
not
that means.
married. Extremely not
Extremely
married.
not married. Yeah, I haven't heard that one before.
No,
But I
no.
think Abdul Rahman's issue is that it's complicated. So I think he falls under it's complicated. That's his status.
No complications, no complications. I'm just filling a form here. It's either you're single or you're married. And if you're not married or you're single, then you're in the middle, you're somewhere. So just give us the other box. Let's work with that.
No problem. No problem. You can have the other
Alright.
box. Thank you so much. Thank you for that, everyone. Okay, so let's jump straight into the questions, right? This is a bit of an assumption, right? But apart from Sister, from mashallah, who is happily married, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and your husband and bless your union. The question I have for the panel is, why do you want to get married? Sister Fumi, you can answer this actually in retrospect. Like, why did you want to get married when you took the decision to do so? So again, to repeat the question, why do you want to get married? So can we start with Mr. Other?
Okay. Basically, this is a question I've asked myself repeatedly, but basically, with all honesty, first and foremost, I'm marrying because it's half of my deen, okay, because it completes you. Now, then for my reasons of now wanting to pick a spouse or wanting to settle down, if possible, is because as a person, you mostly would find more joy. I feel I don't know, I see having a life partner as something that is joyful. Like, for instance, you see families, you're from a family, and then the upbringings around you has a lot to do about the kind of choices you make and the kind of lifestyle you want to have. So, you see happily married couples and you see happy families. And then you want to be, okay, well, when I'm at so position in life, I would like to be in this state, okay? Aside from it being half of my deen and completing my deen. So if I'm married and I follow the doctrines as a Muslim, I should get married, okay? Then as a person, one of the wishes I usually have is to have my own home, make a family. So it's one of the things that you grew up to love. So it's not being forced on me or being it's not something it's not a pressure. So it's something that I would like to get and feel. It's something I look forward to being a family man, look forward to being a married man. Okay, and the most important thing is look forward to having having a partner, someone that we go through everything together, we go through life together, and then essential things in life and the year after. So we plan in our year after together, we plan our life together. So, and then trust me, having a partner is better than staying alone. From a business person and a business owner.
Okay, thank you for the insight. So I think what I gather from you is the deen, obviously, first and foremost, as Muslims, we encourage to get married, and also I think from a personal perspective, the need for companionship. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Let's have Kubra, Miss Extremely Not Married.
Okay, for me, when it comes to marriage, the first thing that stands out, as he earlier said, the dean, so I'm not gonna express much on that. Having someone to grow together with intellectually and also do things together. So aside dean, the first point that comes to me is companionship. Having someone you can trust, someone you can tell exactly what's wrong with you. You work together, that, okay, I have a problem, I can seek counsel with this person and, give my opinions, and also get advice from them, someone who will just be there for you and you also be there for them. So that's like a key thing for me, companionship. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Fumi Alabi Mamadou, could you please talk us through your sort of reasons for wanting to get married when you took that decision almost 10 years ago? Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to be honest because you people asked us to speak about our personal experience. So when I wanted to get married, I was 25. I had just finished my master's and I prayed to Allah. I said, Allah, I'm ready to get married now. And it was not because of any of the reasons that everyone has said here about half of Dean. It was just like the next step for me. So I just thought about it. I said, this is the next step. I finished my master's and now I want to get married. So I prayed about it and I did some research, I think personal research. So I looked at those people who were in, had serious relationships. And I said, what's that? Okay, something said my video.
We can hear you.
Sorry. So I said, what is, okay, I said, I looked at the strengths of relationships that I liked and I picked those things that I needed to pick out. So those qualities in a husband that I saw, and then I selected my choice based on that. So I was very aware of the choices I was making, the decision I was making. It was just like making a decision to go to school, to take your master's. So I took that decision that way. It was very practical. I looked at the people who were, toasting me at that point. And then I realized, okay, which one is serious, which one is not serious, who does this, who doesn't do this. And then I selected that way and picked the person that I wanted to or I thought would be a good fit for me. And so that was my decision. It didn't come from, looking for a life partner. I didn't think of it that much. I was just wanted to do to get married. And that's how it went, really. But of course, there are many reasons and there are many benefits to be married. There's the financial benefits, there's the status, it has its perks. People call you moms, they just give you that respect. Even when you go to the bank, people, you seem to, get a loan faster if you are married, which I feel is really unfair. But yeah, it does have its perks. And but the reason why I wanted to get married was just because it was the next step for me at that time.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Mariam.
Okay. So I've been waiting for my turn. For me, I'm single right now, but I feel like, there's that cultural, like, oh, okay, time is coming close, is the next step. So you unconsciously start to think about, okay, let me start looking and maybe taking relationships seriously and not entertaining people that don't seem like the people that you can possibly spend your life with. But for me, I think the most important thing is just to have a life partner, really, because I don't believe that human beings are made to be alone. I don't think you can do life alone. So having that person that is your person, that is just your partner in everything that you do, that you can share everything with, struggles, tribulations, joy, I think is just kind of like a goal for me, but not in the sense that it's a do or die. If I don't have this, I can never be happy. But it's an important thing that I look forward to eventually attain for me. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I think a sort of common thread is this idea of companionship. So yeah, thank you very much. Oh, a comment. I love this mix. I like that you have singles and undecided on the panel and they all seem to have different perspectives to it. MashaAllah. Oh, thank you for that. Please get the comments going in. Come on, please. My favorite part of being a host. Okay, so my next question, I will give a bit of context, right? I'm sure we've all heard of love languages, right? like everyone's talking about love languages these days. I hope you all know your love languages. But anyway, so my question is, how important is being loved in your love language to you? So just to sort of get the audience on board, there are, I think there are, is it five love languages? So words of affirmation, saying supportive things to your partner, acts of service, doing helpful things for your partner, receiving gifts, giving your partner gifts that tell them that you were thinking about them, quality time, spending meaningful time with your partner, and physical touch, so being close to your partner. So for those of us that are, you know, in the other category, or, you know, what's it, extremely unmarried, this might be a bit hypothetical, right? So I want you to tell me what you think from your understanding of love languages would be important in your relationship. And Sister Fumi, you can tell us in your current marriage what you feel like your love language is and how important it is to you and your husband. So let's switch up the order a bit. Mariam, since you're itching to talk, I can see it. You can kickstart this one.
Okay. For me, I'm being greedy. Sorry, I think it's everything.
Your love language is everything.
Why not? Like everything,
okay.
give it to me. I want all of it.
Okay.
But in order of like importance, I would say it's acts of service.
Okay.
And then quality time. But quality time and physical touch kind of go hand in hand for me. So quality time, physical touch, and then gifts kind of last. I don't really care. I'm not that materialistic. But it'd be nice to come home and be like, oh my God, got me a new bag. Nice. So that's why I said everything. Why can't it be everything? Like, why do I have to choose? But in order of importance, acts of service.
Okay. And is, as in, like, are love languages so important to you that when you do get married, inshallah, would you actually sit down with your husband and say, these are my love languages, you know, these are the kind of things I expect from you? Or is it something that you would let happen naturally in your relationship? Like, how important is it to you?
Yeah, I think 100%. I think it's very important. For example, with my parents' marriages, they're very, very different. My dad doesn't really, he just thinks, I care about you. You know I care about you.
Yeah.
Like, what do you need? Like, I'm taking care of you. I'm taking care of the family. And my mom is a bit more like, I want you to be more expressive. I want you to sometimes take the initiative. Like, let's do things. But he's like, if you want to do something, tell me. But they start disconnect and they sometimes argue about it. Like, you don't care. But it's not like he doesn't care. She's just not translating the love in the way that she understands love.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. So that's an issue that they still have to date, and they've been married for over 25 years. So I would say it's very important. I really wouldn't want to nag and argue about, oh, you didn't show me that you care, because you're not showing me that you care in a way that I understand care to be. So I think it's important for both people to understand their partner's love language. So if my husband in future likes to be gifted, I wouldn't then start doing acts of service and expect that he would be fulfilled with just that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Not that I wouldn't do any acts of services, but like if I wanted to make him happy, I know that a gift is the way to go, because that's his like top, love language.
Yeah. Thank you very much. We have a comment here, which is a good one. So why do you say that those who like receiving gifts are materialistic? That's a misconception.
Oh my God, it's not like it's a bad thing. Like I said, I want everything. I like gifts. It's not like a bad thing. It's just lack of a better word. Like, you just like material things. But it's just because there's this tone to say when you like material things, people see it as being materialistic.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad thing. Please, if you like gifts,
it's not a bad thing.
Express that you like gifts. Because some women will be shy and be like, I don't want to come off my... If that's what you like, express that that's what you like.
Thank you, Mariam. Okay, Mr. Other, you're up.
Okay. Well, for me, I think she talked pretty well. Miriam said everything else, but these things vary. And I think if you're in a relationship or you're about to get married, for me personally, I believe concerning if my partner is if you care about knowing my love language, I like it. I'll share with you. But my priority is knowing yours, because I mean I'm the one that wants, like, I'm the one showing love. It's my own responsibility to show love. So I'm always concerned about, okay, what are your love? What are your love languages? Would you rather take gifts first? If we do, and I'm not the kind of person that like to guess about all these things. I like you to discuss it. I like talk to me about it. Don't put me in a goose this thing. I'm not trying to get it. This is not a business deal. I'm trying to please you in something, or I'm not trying to. Don't put me in the position of a customer, or trying to like please my customer or something. Put me in a position that, okay, we're partners here, we're discussing. So if you have if for me, I don't mind you not telling me like words of affirmation and all that.
Yeah.
But for me, I'll tell you, I like gifts. If you give me gifts, I'll pray for you.
Okay, so is that your love language then? Receiving
Yeah,
gifts?
yeah. If you give me gifts, I'll pray for you. But the thing is, it's not as if you don't give me gifts and you do other things. I appreciate so much act of service. I appreciate that a lot. Quality time, trust me. I mean, I like to spend time with whoever I want to get married to, because I mean that's the essence. That's the whole essence. So, but I think it's more, as a person, from my hand, I'm more concerned about what I can make you happy with. But if I value you so much to want to go into a relationship with you, I am more concerned about your love language. So I would like to ask you, okay, so what are the things that what are the things that you like to listen, like you would like me to do that would make you feel loved? So do you like affirmations? Then you talk to some people and you like, you say, oh, this is affirmative, like, oh, the person is trying to tell you that words of affirmation, and you see it all over there. But trust me, all those things too. That's why I may not say I mean that should be the last on my list, because typically now people use that. I mean, words of affirmation could just be on tongue, you know, and then it goes beyond that. So it has to be something. I know if you're using your, for me, I know if ladies buy you a gift, I mean, I start to place myself high. I'm like, oh, wow. You know, parting with money sometimes is really, I mean, that's one thing you work for. Just imagine somebody parting with maybe 2 days of going to work just for you. I mean, I really do appreciate it a lot, because I really understand where it's coming from. So I'm like, wow. Well, it could also be by the way, but it's also some things that you see that, okay, really. Then acts of service, some things that somebody just goes over their way to do things for you, it really goes a long way for me. I mean, and you can get this from anybody. So if a friend, and then I do it to my friends, if a friend goes out of his way to please me, I tell him straight, bro, I love you, no homos. And I do that a lot, and I'll tell him, guy, I love you, no homos. So that's it's not just for the relationship, but really that's my own perspective. So I'll take receiving gifts, acts of services, physical touch, and quality time, as she said. Tiago. Cool. So that's what I have to say.
Thank you for that perspective. Mrs. Alabi Mamadou.
Hello.
Yes. So love languages.
Okay. All right. So I think it's so important for you to know your love language. So yes, all of them are important. Yes, everybody would love to have all of them, but there's one particular one that is, you know, it's your love language. So I can say for a fact, my love language is act of service. So I want somebody to do something, you know, for me. So maybe I just want to sit on the couch. I want my husband to be able to go and get me tea and go upstairs, help me get this, help me, take me to wherever I want to go and bring me back. So those are very important to me. I dislike gifts for some reason. And between my husband and I, my husband is a shopper. He loves to go shopping and he loves to buy gifts. And since we started our relationship, this has always been a big deal for us. So I am the type of person that if you tell me, okay, you put this amount of money in savings, right? It means more to me than if you buy me a gift. So, but my husband is the complete opposite. So he's like, okay, you like to save, but let's go buy a designer this and that. And I have no interest, absolutely no interest in it until today. It really is a bother. I have to really to make him happy. I have to like almost pretend to be excited about, a gift. Because it really doesn't do anything for me. And I, of course, the gifts are beautiful, for a woman, it's always nice to receive gifts, especially when they're not expecting it. But it doesn't do anything for me. It almost even frustrates me, maybe because I don't know, this is just maybe my peculiarness, right? But it causes a lot of a lot of issues for me personally, and in my own relationship. It's something that both my husband and I, we continuously work on. So I think it's important that for the single people, know what it is, so that you can always tell this person this, and tell your lover, not your lover, sorry, your your husband, yes, because this is biker, your husband, that this is what is important to me. Because since I met my husband, I always told him, can you slow down on these gifts? I really want us to have more of a deeper connection. I want us to, save towards this, and he does that. So he always meets me halfway, and he always, the one thing that I know he does is act of service. So that one, he's 100%. But for me, I am not, it's very difficult for me to just gift things. But I think that the gifting is not so much the value of the gift, but the thought of it. So it's important that if somebody is like Abdul Rahman said, if somebody buys him a really good gift, it means something to him. That's nice. It's not about the value, it is about just giving a gift. So I think the practicing that his spouse, practicing that would be nice. It will really help their relationship. It will help any relationship to know what it is and to discuss it and to be conscious of it every day. So once I have like free time, I know that I know something that is important. If I want to do something nice for my husband, I can tell him, oh, let's go to the mall. For some reason, my husband likes to go to the mall, walk around, go into the designer stores, and then I will just be there acting like I care. I care about what I'm looking at. I really don't care about Gucci or anything, but I just act the part, just to make sure that he's happy. So I think that balancing is good. And it's also important because it just will make the other person happy. So I'm doing it just because of him, and he also does what I like, and it helps. But if you don't have it, if you are not conscious of it, it's going to cause a lot of problems for you, because it does for me when I don't. Supposing like, so we go out and I'm just sure that I'm not interested. I don't show any interest in doing anything like going into a store, looking at something that he likes. It gets him upset. So I always have to be conscious of it and say, okay, this is his love language. He likes it when we go out, we see things, we kind of, he can buy me something and I can be like, wow, this is awesome, and I take it and I really act like I care, I hope he's not listening to this. But
so what is your love language? What is your love language?
So his love language,
yours.
Love language is act. Yes, I said it's act of service.
Act of service. Okay, I missed that. Okay.
Yes, so which he does. So he always is nice to me. He will take me to where I need to go, and that's important. But when it's me fulfilling his, because I have no interest in his is more like, gifts, buying me something, buying himself something nice, maybe looking at things like luxurious things, and I actually don't have any interest in that. But I know that it will cause a lot of friction if I don't show that I'm interested in those things, because it will just make him unhappy, right? So that is why it is important. It's not something that you can ignore. That's what I think I'm trying to say. It's not, you have to or know what it is, identify it for yourself, identify it for your partner, because it's something that is you have to keep using it each time at each point that you want to make the other person happy.
Yeah.
If it makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Thank you very much. I mean, we have a comment here. I feel it's a process, and that is why one needs to be friends with their partner. When both partners are intimate and there is chemistry, then both partners will tend to know their love language. So it's something that you have to, it's a process that a journey you both go on together, according to this comment. So that's quite interesting. And then someone said that Michael or no Michael, your husband is your lover irrespective, man. It is still lover irrespective, man. So your initial comment was fine by saying lover. What else have we got here? Okay, so Kubra, your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Mariam here when she said all the love languages are important. I think that's really key. But for me, I'd like to pick the top two for quality time and acts of service. And when it comes to acts of service, it's really important when people around you are like when your other half is able to help you do things and also able to spend quality time with you. As regards giving gifts, when someone mentioned, the misconception about materialism and all of that, one thing I realize is that ladies must be appreciated. Whosoever you're with must be able to appreciate you. You know, sometimes of affirmation, which these days really is at the bottom, without, I wouldn't call it, materialistic or, having issues with giving gifts. It's just a sign of appreciation. But now the issue is, where do you draw a balance? You don't want, too many gifts where it's meaningless to you. And also as an individual, you need to be able to communicate to your partner. Don't make assumptions. They need to understand what works best for each other. Maybe you have a partner who is like a minimalist, who doesn't want, so much as physical gifts. There are other ways to actually, show appreciation. So as regards quality time, it's really important for people to have quality time. But now in the current, society we find ourselves, sometimes our quality time is online. How do you actually measure this? Because you can be online talking to one person, but that one person is also talking to like 5, 6 other people, exactly the same thing. So how do you now say, oh, it's giving me quality time? Like, seriously? Like, you need to, even if you, what's the word now? Where am I? So yeah, we need to understand each other. So I'm going to talk from a place of positivity now, in the sense that acts of service. How does someone who's far away from you, render acts of service to you? How valuable will it be for you as an individual? How do you communicate to them that, oh, I want you to do this, I want you to do that for me, and all of that? These are important questions we need to ask ourselves when we get into that space of dating. You can't just communicate to the person, oh, I like my love language is acts of service and spending quality time. How do you expect the other person to fulfill this for you? And also, you need to understand the other person as well. Whatever they decide is their love language, we need to come to like a balance where we can meet each other, not one person going the extra mile. So we need to have like a 50-50. So yeah, for me, the top love languages would be, as I said again, acts of service and quality time. I think that's really key to building a good relationship, followed by a show of appreciation, either materially or otherwise. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kubra. Like, I asked people in the audience to sort of say what their love language is, and it seems like acts of service is really popular. But contrary to what everyone has said, I am a words of affirmation kind of person. Like, I don't know why everyone's like, that's at the bottom of the list, because that's my love language. And I think I have someone here who says, there's some strong wordings here. Affirmation is important to affirmation is important too. I agree. There's someone that says that affirmation can never be me. People lie so much. Besides, talk is cheap. I will affirm myself by myself. Okay, very interesting. Thank you. I'm really loving these comments. Thank you so much, everyone. All right. Okay, yeah, let's move on. Let's move on, because we can talk about love languages for a long time. Okay, this is a really interesting one. Okay, would you say love is the most important thing in a marriage? And for those who are in the other category and are extremely unmarried, just sort of talk based on, it's going to be hypothetical. You can talk about sort of the relationships you've seen around you, like your parents or your siblings, etc. So again, the question is, would you say love is the most important thing in the marriage? I think we should start with Mrs. Alabi Mamadou.
Well, I read an article on couples who have been together for over 50 years, and at least 4 of them, or majority, I think there were 5 of them. Four of them, did say that love is very important. So I think that I would take their word. I would take their word for it. I think it's very important, but I don't think it is, the most important thing. I think that, respect is important as well. I think, trust in Allah, be religious, in marriage, patience. There's so many things that you learn, you build in character in marriage that sustains it, um, beyond the love. So the love is there as the foundation, and you can't miss it. And really, the love kind of tones down, but is there because it helps, solidify things. And there are some times where you forget about the love, but then in the little things, you realize that, okay, this is actually, the love is there, and this is what is keeping the marriage. But beyond that, what really, I think the tools that you need for marriage are, the patience, the understanding, the prayers, the respect, the companionship, being the patience, the empathy for each other. So those are just things that you build, that are going to help you to sustain your marriage. But definitely, love is important.
Thank you so much. I think for me, like what I've always heard from people who are experienced in terms of like being married and etc., they always usually say communication is key. Um, and I don't know how true that is because obviously you've mentioned things that are very important, respect, etc. So I think for me, I would say it
Yes,
definitely goes, yeah, it definitely goes beyond love.
yeah.
Thank
If
you.
I would just interject, yeah, communication is also key. It's difficult, so that is why I said there are some things that you will learn to build in the marriage. Sometimes you don't want to communicate because you are not sure, how it's going to come out. And in Islam it says if you don't have something positive to say, you probably should keep quiet. And it does help sometimes, but because once you say what you want to say, you might get upset, you might not say it in the right way. That's why I always stress respect and patience, because when you have patience and understanding, you're able to get to the point where you can then communicate. But communication sometimes is like, especially in a situation where it's maybe in a tense situation, right? You don't always want to communicate at that particular point. But if you have respect for that person, right, you know that it's not about communicating at that point in time. Sometimes you just have to calm down. I think I heard one adage about you are either it was I've forgotten what it is. It's something about either you stay silent or you are married. So one of the things about being married is just knowing when not to speak, or and then communicating afterwards, or communicating in the right way. Right. So communication is good. Yes, I hear people, it's important to get that, get what is in your mind out, but you have to do it at the right time. And measuring the time, knowing the right time to speak or not to speak, when it's just about just listening. I think those things come with other things that you build in the marriage. I don't think that is something that you're going to just learn, except you're a very good communicator. I think is when you get into the marriage, then you learn all these things based on the characteristics of your spouse. And also, just going back to the love language, you can never really know people's love language, I think, until you are living with them, right? So somebody can say, oh, I like gifts, but sometimes you can bring back a gift tomorrow and they can throw it in your face. No, I just wanted you to sit next to me. You never know what the mood is. So you build on the time that you spend with the person and learning the person. That's why
Thank you so much.
I say.
Some comments here. Love happens after several years of marriage. So that's interesting. For me, companionship is the key because love tends to fade away as time goes on. It's the fear of Allah and the chemistry between both partners that brings about rhythm and perseverance, which makes both partners have true affection for each other. And communication is also a key factor. I think the most important thing is patience and understanding. Sometimes love fades. This love fades. People are saying that a lot. The only thing that keeps it is being patient. Okay, thank you so much for sharing, everyone. Let's have Mariam. I hope you still remember the question.
Yeah, of course, I've been waiting.
Okay.
So so for me, I think love is like what Sister Fumi said. She says like at the center. So I think it's just like let me use anatomy as like an analogy. So in the body, your heart is very important to pump blood to the rest of your body. But if the rest of the body doesn't exist, what's the function of the heart? Do you understand what I'm saying? So love is important, it's like at the center, obviously, because if you operate from love, then that's when the respect comes, that's when the patience comes, that's when the taking time to learn about their love languages and making sure that they're happy, putting their needs first, all of those things come into place because you're operating from love. But then it's like it doesn't work without the other. So if you have love, but there's no respect, there's no companionship, there's no chemistry, there's no patience, there's no understanding. It's like, what's the point of the love? Do you understand what I'm saying? But if then I think marriages without love, maybe in the beginning, the first few years, can even survive with the other things like respect, like patience, like companionship. I think a marriage with those things can even survive longer than a marriage with just love. And when I say love, it's just like the feeling of, oh, I really like you, or I love you, or that feeling. But then there's also does what is love really? If we're talking about the feeling, like your brain, the chemical, whatever going on in your brain that you like this person, that eventually fades because at some point, 2 years in, you might be like, oh, I don't even know why I like this person. They piss me off so much. The next year, you're like, oh, okay, I actually really like them. So it's like up and down with that. But then the love can only survive if the other things are there, if you understand what I'm saying. So I think they go hand in hand. I don't think one is more important. I think the love is important, but it can't survive without the rest of things.
Thank you very much for that, Mariam. Something you said actually just reminded me of one question I want to ask all of you. I haven't given you a heads up, apologies, maybe I should have, but I'll give you time to think about it. I'll probably ask you towards the end. And the question is, what does love mean to you? So I want each of you to give me a definition, solid definition of what love means to you, but we can do this towards the end. So think about it. Thank you, Mariam. Mr. Other, you're up.
This is my name that you have given me today. Okay, so for me, love. You see, the thing about the word is it's a word. Okay, so we tend to put much like attention to it, which I know how important it is. While growing, I think I never wanted to use the word love because I really felt it was something big. But trust my generation people, they have managed to bastardize this word. It means nothing again. So from what the other panelists have said, basically there is the thing that, you could love someone, but the things that make it hard up to the person is the respect you give the person, how willing are you to make it work? How far do you want to go for this love? So how tolerant are, like what's okay, you claim to love this person, how much can you tolerate? So I will still go back to what Mrs. Fumi Alabia has been saying, that the you meeting at the common ground, so important. So he has managed she's worked with her in several instances in her marriage. So she's able to, like, she tells you, okay, for love languages, meet on the common ground. So me, I still always say that, well, for me, as everyone has also said, love is not just enough. The word love is not just enough for the emotion that you feel. So it's the extra things you put into it. Okay, so that makes us know the value of the love that you say that you have for this person.
Thank you. So you feel that people just throw that word around?
Yeah, my generation people, they will embarrass you.
Okay, that's interesting. Thank you. This conversation is going really well. I'll let Kubra speak, and then if Mrs. Alabi Mamadou or Mariam, if you want to say anything on this, then please feel free to do so. But let's let Kubra talk. So Kubra, please go ahead.
Okay, first off, I'm going to go with the point that love is never enough. It's important, but it's never enough because each individual has a different source from where they draw their love. People love people for different reasons. And if that reason decides to fade away or, gets out of the way, are they still going to love that person? Are they still going to value the person as much as they value the person? So first of all, they need to understand, why do I love this person? As an individual, what is my source of love? When you believe in God and you come from more of a religious angle where you know that, okay, you need to give everybody their mutual respect and all of that. So irrespective of what happens, I believe that, our level of, what's the word now? Our level of belief, our level of, how in-depth we are as individuals on how we intend to treat other people comes to play in how much love we can have for an individual, irrespective of how this person actually, changes or modifies over the years, which will definitely happen. Now, how much can you persevere? How much can you endure? Because life is constantly changing. Things around us are constantly changing. The circumstances as which you met this person and loved this person and decided that, oh, love is going to work for us. Well, it might change. What will keep you standing? So at the end of the day, love is never enough. So it just depends on the two individuals in that relationship. How much can they persevere? How much can they endure? How much mutual respect can they give to each other when all else falls away? So that would be my answer to the question. Love is never enough. We just need, reliance on God, perseverance, respect, and communicate always, because communication is key. Never make assumptions about anything, because different situations can come into play where that love decides to, fade away, or that joyous positivity decides to fade away. So we always need to communicate with each other to see how we can always balance the equation. Just make sure that the skills never just tip off. Yeah.
Thank you, Kubra. Does anyone want to comment on anything the other has said? Do you guys want to do that? Anyone? Or should I move on to the next question? Okay. I'll take that as a no. All right, no problem. That's fine.
I just want to make a passing comment, actually.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I mean, one of the things you tend to talk to married people, especially men that are married, you're just curious and you want to know, okay, what made you take your decision? Okay, because you're married, yeah. So tell me, and then all this man has to say. I hate when people say this thing. You might have told me before and you're listening, but it gets me angry. I hate to hear you will just know it's just there. I'm like, are you normal? Are you okay? Yeah, but I can't tell you. Okay. Then you have some of them that told you that thing some days ago and you see them with another lady and you're like, okay. But you knew. But so what's this? You now listen to several other explanations. So the point is, let me know if it's I just I appreciate when Miss Fumi was telling us our reasons for getting married. I mean, it was so honest and it was so straightforward. So I think one thing to also make people also that understand love is when you actually just tell the person, okay, yes, actually love her because of this, and that's why I got married to the person. Not that you just start saying you just know and all that. So it's misleading.
Wow. I'm really loving this honesty. Thank you so much, Abdurrahman. Thank you.
But I have something to add to what Abdurrahman said. I think it's a real thing when people say they just know. I don't think that you should underestimate that at all, because nobody knows. There is no formula to marriage. I don't think so. I don't think there's a right formula to finding the love of your life or marriage, or you just don't know, right? You can look at for me, I always feel like the way I got married was so practical. Like I made sure that, okay, does the guy treat me right? Is he Muslim? Is he this? Is he that? And then I said, okay, this ones won't work for me, right? But I can't really say for a fact that, my approach is the right approach. And when I do ask guys, they tell me the same thing, and I don't discount it, because I feel like sometimes you just know that you can't really put you can't really put your finger on it, but you just know that this person is the one for you. And I actually struggled, I'll be honest with you, when I met my husband, when I decided on my husband, it was because of acts of service. I knew he would treated me the best, and he was Muslim. If he wasn't Muslim, it didn't matter if he treated me the best. I wouldn't even look at him because I was very, very picky. It was a very, very practical decision for me, which I can't say anyone should use the same approach that I did. I would not recommend it. I would like everybody to say, okay, they fell in love. And it was even during my relationship that I used to question, say, am I really in love? And I used to ask myself, am I really in love with this guy? Is it because he does this for me or this for me, this for me? But somehow I just felt like, okay, this is the guy, right? And even if when I asked him, why did you pick me? He said the first time he saw me, he just knew that I was the one for him. And I said, how, you know? But really, he never is the same thing for him. It doesn't matter. I feel like it doesn't even matter if the person cheats on the wife. The fact is that he had this connection with the woman that he believes is his wife, right? For whatever reason. And I don't think that you should downplay it. I think it's a real thing. Just because there isn't any formula, somebody cannot tell you, oh, because she's very beautiful, or she has a very good character change. You can go into a marriage and you would not be the same, you won't be the same person that you were before, right? So I think it's a real thing that you probably, when you meet the lady, I bet you'll say the same thing too. That you just had the feeling. I'm quite sure about it.
I think I'll be more practical like you. I would be more practical like you. I'm not the person that will just tell the guy, oh, you will know. Okay, you know.
I think women, it might be easier for women to be practical. No, it might be easier for women to be practical, but for men, I think men are actually more lovers than women.
Yeah.
Right. So men are the ones that actually ask to get married. Men are the ones that actually fall in love, right? They are the ones, we are just like ticking boxes, you know. We are making sure that we get it right somehow. We're practical, but men are the lovers. So you will get that feeling and you will let us know.
I'll probably host a session like this to tell you, oh, okay, I'm ready. And I don't know why.
No, I think I agree with Mrs. Alavi. I disagree with you, Abdurrahman. I actually, like, there's even a comment here that says that the heart knows what it wants, and I agree. If when you see what you want, you will know. I 100%.
Can I say something to that, Mariam? That's a bit misleading because the heart knows what it wants, but sometimes it can just be lost.
Yeah, and you need to handle it because a marriage, from what people say about marriage, it's not a one-time decision thing. You can't just sit down and just like that. So for me, severally, I might say this is
one mic. Hold on. Okay, Mariam, you finish, and then Abdurrahman, you go. Mariam, go on.
So I feel like these statements, you just know it's valid to some extent, but not because there's no reason. I think there's a reason for it. I think it's just because, there are just some people out there that you just click with, that you don't have to even finish your sentence. They just get you and you get them. And you guys just it just works without much effort. It just happens naturally. You just get each other. The love is there. The chemistry is there. You guys get each other on every degree. So it's like, I just feel like this person is my life partner because they feel like an actual partner to you in every department. But not just because there's no reason. And I just feel like, oh yeah, I just knew. It felt right. Yeah, it felt right, but there's a reason. It's because you guys connect. Like, there's a lock and key connection there. I feel that's why people say that, oh, I just felt like I knew. Not because there's no reason. I don't believe that anything happens for no reason. I don't think it's just, oh my God, wow, just felt like that. I feel like when there's no reason to it, it's more likely to be lost, because if you set your heart and there's no reason why you feel like this person is right for you, you just feel like the person is right for you, it's most likely lost, because there usually are reasons there.
Okay, thank you. Abdurrahman, did you want to say something?
Okay, I just wanted to share one honest for everyone. Yeah. Okay, so these things are okay. We all went to school now. We went to secondary school, and then you meet someone that you talk to and you clicked. Like, you have, in fact, you write act of service that you are doing. You will copy a note. You will copy it for her. What won't you do? By the end of the day, because you didn't feel like we didn't discuss anything about. I mean, fine, you're not marriageable, but You didn't fuel anything. You didn't discuss anything. You see no reasons today as you are. She might be doing great. I mean, very good, like the kind of prospect you want in a lady. She's Muslim, she's all that. But you don't see that. You know how many times you would have married in your mind, you're sitting down and you're like, let me look. You are seeing yourself in Bahamas, honeymoon. You have gotten married to this lady and all that. It's so if that is the same decision that makes a man tell me that he just knew, no, I'm not going to believe that. That's my own stance.
But
So I'm going to ask Mrs. Fumi a question now.
Okay.
Just one question. Just one question. From your experience, would you say that okay, he has not really told you, okay, basically one of the things that made him just realize that he's going nowhere? I mean, your husband.
Well, I actually believe in love, and I think that people fall in love. I actually think that it was love at first sight. I mean, I think that immediately he saw me, I mean, he knew because I was a hot chick then, you know. I had my hair done. I mean, I was looking hot, man. So who will fall in love with me? But you know, the fact of the matter is that from that day, from the first day I spoke to my husband on the phone, it was a hookup. He has not stopped calling me since then till tomorrow. He's one person that immediately, you know, I got this connection with this guy. He never, till inshallah tomorrow, if he goes out, I don't need to worry about him calling me. He's going to call. He's never, you know, usually when you like a guy, you wait, oh, did he call me? You know, no, I had never done that with my husband. He always calls, leaves a message, tells me that I'm going to call you by 1. I'm not available by 10. I'll call you. So, and that was just what I wanted. That's me. I want somebody who is, you know, proactive like that, right? In terms of chase me, well, call me, let me know that you're thinking about me.
I agree.
That's all I needed, right? I don't need the gifts, I don't need other things. But he has shown me that he was committed from day one, right? So it was a no-brainer. I don't need to question what he thought, what he didn't think. I just feel I didn't have love at first sight, definitely. In fact, I didn't want him to call me again. And I told him that, look, I don't really think this is going to work, right? So but he kept on being persistent. And I thought that, so I always asked him, why are you wasting your time? He said, why do you keep picking up your calls, right? And I said, I don't know why, but you're always calling me, so I'm helping you. So that's how we just started talking, and we continued until I said, oh Allah, is this the guy? I don't really like this guy now. You know, he's light skinned. This is not my type. What's your problem? But this is the guy, he's Muslim, and this is who I ended up getting married to. And I thank Allah. But he said to me that immediately he saw me, I didn't do anything nice to him, to be honest. I'll tell you, I'm very straightforward. I don't like to waste my time. So I told him, you don't need to worry to come back to see me. I'm not interested. Why do you keep calling me? I told him all these things. And he just kept on, kept on talking to me. He said, when I'm tired, I will give up. When you're tired, stop picking up the call. So we didn't even have this, what's it called? Loving start, right? We just had like we're trying to be friends, we're trying to get to know each other. We only came together because we were Muslims. So I told people that I'm 25 years old and I'm looking for a Muslim. I typically attracted Christians then because I didn't used to cover my hair and I'm light skinned. I probably sound Igbo. So they didn't used to attract the people that I wanted to attract. So I just felt like I needed help. So I used to tell people that if you know any guys that are Muslim, send them my way. And so he was sent my way that way, right? So, but he just told me that immediately I opened the door and he saw me. He just knew it was it, and that is it. And I don't feel he is different from any other person. My brother too, the same way. When he met his wife, I told him that I called my brother's name is Yinka. I said, Yinka, this lady doesn't fit you. Why are you wasting your time? And he looked me in the face and said, Fumi, it's true. I don't think that she does. I think that she has some, faults. Yes, but this is the woman I'm going to marry. So I want you to make sure that she's right for me. Can you help me? And that was it. I was so dumbfounded. I was like, really? And I just started to love her because I just felt, who can make this player, boy, just turn around like this in 1 minute? So he just knew. And I feel that there's strength in that. I feel like it's a real emotion, it's a true feeling. When you feel love for somebody, you don't need to understand why. That is what Allah said. Allah said that he has put love, and is it patience? I think it's love and peace in the heart of your lover. And that is the phenomenon of marriage that I just am always overwhelmed with. How two strangers, they don't know each other. From the different spectrums of the world, they come together and they're able to just be like the most important thing to each other. I don't know how that works. I don't feel like we know it either. I don't feel like, my marriage is pretty young. And I'm still learning how to, be married and stay married. But I think that it's a phenomenal thing how I can wake up in the morning and somebody that is responsible for me is somebody that wasn't birthed by my mother. So that phenomenon itself is too much for me to start saying, okay, there has to be a reason why we connect. I feel like apart from the regular reasons, right? People who are practical, you check this one's, okay, is he Muslim? Is he this? Is he that? I mean, you can have a connection with somebody. You are the one that will tell yourself, I want to walk away. You can have a connection with a Christian. I had many Christian guys that were fantastic. I didn't even need to look for a spouse. I had a lot of Christian, and Christian guys. I don't know about you guys, you ladies here, but man, they are superb. They know how to toast. Oh God, you'll be going crazy. You'll be asking yourself about your deen. So, but I told myself that, throw this ones away, focus on only the Muslims. And it was very difficult. It was very difficult, especially for somebody who wasn't so religious, right? For me to make that decision and just streamline, and say, this is just Muslims. I have my friends who also, I used to tell them, we used to like talk to each other and say, I can't, I'm turning 28. I can't wait again for me. This Christian guy said, just try. Just focus on only the Muslims. Just focus. We used to motivate ourselves. But that was it. That you can streamline that way on your major preferences, but in terms of the one can come anyhow. You don't know. I don't think you can know. That's just the way I feel. I don't think you can know.
Can I say something real quick? I'll be very quick and can move on. I agree with it's very, very difficult to understand why you love somebody, because sometimes that person just feels like home, that person just feels like a safe space. You just feel like, yeah, I have 100% security with this person. And that's a feeling that you can't really explain that with anything that they do for you or any, characters that they have or qualities that they bring to the relationship. So I agree with that. And that's what I wanted to say. So we can move on now.
Thank you, Mariam. Okay, I was going to read comments, but there are a few more questions I want to throw out there. So I'm sure we've all heard the concept of like ghosting and like friend zoning. So I think my kind of sister and brother zoning, apparently there are variants of this zoning thing now. So I think what I wanted to ask you all individually, and this is completely optional, I'm not going to pick on anyone, but can you give me reasons why in the past you might have ghosted? Like, what did the other party do that made you think, okay, I'm not interested, and you took a step back? Or an example of a time when you had zoned someone, like why did you choose to do that? So again, this is like just a free flow question. If you don't want to answer, it's fine. I can move on. But if anyone has any comments. Oh, Mariam. Okay.
Okay, so with ghosting, I think it's a bit immature. Like, just say I don't want to talk to you. Like, it's not that deep. I don't want to talk to you. So cool. But with friend zoning, it's more like someone's trying to talk to you and they're telling you all these things, and you're like, but I see you as a brother. Did you understand what I'm saying? So it's like, but I see it's just not there. Like, the person might see the chemistry, but it's not there. So it's like you just start to talk to them like your brother, and you chip in what's like, oh, thanks, bro. Oh, hi, bro. Oh, are you good, bro? Just to kind of make it obvious that nothing's going on here. I mean, if you're mature enough to have a conversation and be like, understand you like me or you want to pursue something with me, but I really do not see that happening here. I see you as a friend. I don't think there's anything wrong with brother zoning. I think it's just the word. Like, you can't possibly connect with everyone in a romantic way. So some people would inevitably end up in the brother zone. It's not a bad thing. You can be a good friend. Like, it's important to have good friends. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So
Thank you. The comments are making me laugh. Mariam,
Abdurrahman has something to say.
oh wait, Abdurrahman, 1 minute. Let me just read the comments. Mariam, don't go to that friend zone thing. Girl, I was there for a long time.
Sorry, but it's not a bad place to be if you think about it. Friends are important. If you're a great friend, you might be upgraded. You don't know. So
Friend zone, oh my God, plenty times. All right, Abdurrahman, go ahead.
Okay, so I mean, we are the species that suffer the friend zoning thing mostly, you know. Before you know anything, I had a call with a colleague of mine from school recently. So we're on a conference call and we're like, babe, we're just talking about like life normally. And then you got into, obviously, you can't talk about life without talking about marriage and all that. So we got into the marriage part. I'm like, come and marry me now. And Madam clearly opened her mouth and said, you have been highly brother zoned. Now, so, and then she's also told another person there that, if not that, then see finish and all that person was the perfect, that in fact like this, she doesn't even mind. And I'm like, God, see the level of brother zone in my life right now. But what I'm trying to say here is that, I mean, I've been brother zoned and uplifted too. So it's something that, it's a good place to be, guys. Don't.
But wait, what is this about you being brother and uplisted? Like you were removed from the zone?
Yeah.
Oh, that happened. Okay, so there's hope there.
I graduated.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
exactly, that's why I said you can be upgraded.
And I think I like the word that Mrs. Fumi husband used on her about stop picking my. So if don't pick my call. So if I'm about to leave the brother zone, I will leave, and there's nothing you do about it. It's either we don't talk again, or there's no zoning, there's no brother in any zone.
Okay, that's very interesting perspective. Thank you, Abdurrahman. Kubra, did you want to say something?
Yes, I did. Aside from saying that ladies actually put men in the friend zone, some men just friend zone themselves without even being zoned. Like they just carry that badge by themselves with themselves, you know, because they're afraid. Yes, you meet a lot of Muslim guys, they're like, they're fidgeting, they're not really vocal, they can't really communicate what they want. You keep asking, so where are we at? Well, you know, so that inability to actually come out clear, and ladies need to move on, you know. There's someone else on the case, on the matter. Maybe she might probably like you, but because maybe you're not working at the same pace, and then she decides, oh, you know what, I don't think he's actually there yet, so I'm just gonna go, you know, move on with my life. And he's like, oh my God, that was friend zone. Like, I can't believe she's getting married. But like, dude, you friend zoned yourself, like literally. I think that happens. Yeah, thank you. That's all.
Thank you.
Then you should be able to give a warning. I mean, this thing is, maybe fear. Yeah, I can say we get into that fear that takes us to the brother zone or the friend zone. But then, right now, I will tell you clearly that don't even try to brother zone me or friend zone me. Yeah, don't even try it. So I think if we should be vocal about it. We're not the only vocal person. We shouldn't be doing all the vocal talks. Let the brother know that you're not allowing anybody in your zone. If you don't want him there, tell him to get the hell out of your zone. It's as simple as that.
Okay, guys, let's move on let's take some questions from the audience. Thank you all so much. I'm really loving this. Okay, so there's a really interesting question here. Wow, this is plot twist. How do you let someone stop chasing you without ghosting in this age of online chatting? So this individual is probably being chased by someone, but they're not interested. So how do you tell that person, listen, I'm not interested, without ghosting on them? Does that question make sense?
You just say I'm not interested. Like,
you know, people don't take no for an answer.
Oh, then you block. If you've communicated, so you've done the mature thing. You've done the mature thing. You've communicated. you are certain that you're not interested. Not like Sister Fumi that said she's not interested and she's picking up calls. That's indecisiveness. Like, you are sure, like, nah, this person is nope, X, block. So if they're still calling you and you have said, bro, I said stop calling me, I'm not interested, then you block. Why are you still answering and saying, I said you should stop calling me? That just means you are interested, but you're doing, stop calling me, please.
Okay, that was okay. Kubra, go ahead.
I've heard from different individuals that blocking is ancient. That's not like, 2021, you don't just block people because you never know when you're going to need them. That's what some people say. So someone can call you, but you don't necessarily need to pick the call. And then again, maybe you guys used to have conversations and you've realized, oh, I'm not interested in this person. Another angle to go would be like, drop down on the conversation. Maybe you used to respond like instantly, like, oh, 5 minutes, 1 minute, you're there. When the person sends a message, you just drop down on the response time. And some people expect, it's just logical that they'll get the message because you're not trying to be rude, you're not trying to be insultive, you're just trying to like manage the situation so they don't go into, a mode or a crisis or something because you don't actually know how that person is feeling. So you just gradually, tone down the situation. I think that works for some people. For some people, the person has been obsessive.
Some people don't get it. You might drop down the communication. You might even drop in, oh, I'm seeing someone new. But no, they are still calling you. They are still telling you, oh, these people are just on the side. Don't worry, I'm your real husband. At the end of the day, you'll be back here. But you're like, no, I said I don't want. But some people just don't get it. Some people would not listen to what you're saying until you, even when you block self, they can get another number and call you. Oh, what happened to your number? I've been trying to call you. Hello.
Did you want to say something?
This when it comes for like maybe if the angle where the girl now is the one who is interacting with the guy. I've had situations whereby the girl will tell the guy that but you're not yet married. Besides, you can even have to. And the guy is still, they have this kind of confusion in his head, and he's just like, oh my God, what do I do? This one is not so bad, People will go, as you said, the heart knows what it wants. So some people will tell you, if you don't fight for what you want, you don't get it. And you actually hear situations of people saying, oh, he wanted this before, but then I changed his mind, or I came into the picture and, things shifted. Things like that happen. So it just depends on the individual. How you need to be certain, you need to be sure about yourself that, okay, I don't actually want this. Then you now go ahead and maybe block and just ignore, whatever the situation is.
Okay. Abdurrahman, before you speak, I just want to make a quick announcement. I am not ignoring you. Sincere apologies if you raise your hand. I did say at the beginning of the event that we will not be unmuting people just because sometimes it can get quite chaotic. So if you have any questions, please use the chat box. Again, sincere apologies if you've raised your hand and I've not unmuted you. Please use the chat box. Okay, Abdurrahman, go ahead.
Okay, so I have like there are just like there are rules of engagement and there are rules of disengagement. So how did you get your number in the first place? If someone shared it, let me just use that part. He could get your number anywhere, but it depends on it's the intent. So you should be able to get the intent. And if I'm as a guy, I requested for your number, and then I'm chatting with you, and I smell somebody that's trying to ghost me. I know 10 people here that will tell you that day we are ghosted because there's no need. You might say it's because we are not, but I'll tell you, these same 10 guys, it has happened to them that they would go ahead and do what this Fumi's husband did by trying to be decisive, like by trying to make sure that, okay, let me still push and see. And then I'm not going to say she wasn't decisive. I think the thing is, ladies, I just always feel that ladies generally they might see no reason in the beginning, but then if you don't mount pressure, so that's why most guys would want to mount pressure. So you can't blame a man that keeps calling and has his hope. It's fine, but some of us will run. Some of us just because if we ghost, we'll ghost. Yeah, let's be ghosting. But I would advise you don't block them, as Kubrat said. Leave his status there.
No, but there has to be an exception. I'm sorry.
There is something in the status
that there has to be an exception. Okay. For the testers, there's the chasing, yeah. and it's like, oh, I don't like, for example, for one, women love to be chased. So I might literally have no interest in you, but just because I want to add to my contact list of chasers, I can pick up the call 2 times, and be like, oh hi, oh just been busy, entertain a little bit, just because women like to be chased. And then if you decide to keep calling and you're not seeing any like further interest from me, that's on you. I can't make that decision for you. You decide to keep calling and I decide to keep picking up because you're part of my contact list of chasers. And that's on you. But you would, as a guy, you would know when someone is interested. At the beginning, I might not pick up as much, I might not reply quickly, but at some point you would notice that there is a bit more interest from the other person. Like maybe they're sharing more with you, they're picking up your calls more, texting more of quicker or whatever. But they're the pesters. They're the people that you have not picked up their call. Literally, haven't you guys seen stuff like those people that will message you?
I have.
Yearly.
A lady told
Oh,
me
Happy New Year.
NYC I was always
You
going to
reply
stand
me
in front
this
of
year,
her.
Miriam. Hi, Miriam. Hope you're having a good year. Every year is like a clockwork. They would check in every year. You probably haven't even said more than 2 sentences to them. Those people deserve to be blocked. Because there's no reason why you should be contacting me.
That's just human nature, them showing concern and just checking up on people.
It's not human nature.
You might actually think you're like, they're giving you special treatment. Sorry, is a mass messages to all their contact lists. You'll be surprised.
I know, that's why people like that are not serious. So why do I want you to keep checking? So, okay, so you messaged me 2016, I did not reply. You now come back 2020. Oh, Miriam, it's been a long time. How have you been? When I did not reply,
does not mean they're not serious. You don't even know what they're doing when they're not talking to you. Maybe they're watching your growth.
No, I don't think you're getting what I'm trying to paint. They are the people that would obviously try just because, let's say maybe when they tried you in a relationship or you are not interested or not available, one day they try again. But they are the people that just pester. Do you understand what I mean by pester?
You know what?
Like
when you're talking
they
about
just pester you.
That's going towards being obsessive now. That's
yes, that's what I said. There has to be allowance for blocking. I'm not a blocker. I don't like to block. I would rather just say, please don't call me. And I hope that you respect it because I don't like to be mean. But there are some people that you just have to block. They just don't get it. They just will never get it. And you just have to be like, this one has the problem. Block.
Okay, let's move the conversation on a bit. Someone sent me a message which is very interesting. If you are still going by the mantra that women still need to be chased, our mother Khadija saw the attributes she required in a man and approached the prophet through her uncle. And then I saw another similar question that was like, who should do the chasing? So why is it that there's always a narrative of it's always the man that needs to do the chasing? What's your opinion on the woman sort of making the first move and saying, I would be interested in getting married to you? So what are your opinions? Because of time, I'm giving everyone a minute each.
1 minute.
Okay? Please respect the time, please. All right, Abdurrahman, go ahead.
Why? We all go through the same trouble. We all pass through the same stress. And we are different people. You can see a guy is just a guy because he's like, I want people to understand that. Fine, they say ladies are. There's no. To me, I believe this individual in a man could be the same person in another lady with the same brains and the same. So why is it that it's this gender that must always go and meet that gender and ask the gender that's okay, all these things? Why can't the other gender lead things? Why? But later, when you come outside, where they only want to lead things is on things that you start seeing them hammering for feminism. Why don't you face other things and lead?
Okay.
Like, why don't you take on lead on must it be yours? That's just my own question, and that's why I just want to know. So I think ladies should also get involved in this because it's not like it's around or it's a bad thing. So
can I answer?
Okay, Mariam, go
on. Let me it's very short. I'm a bit traditional in that sense. The men should do the chasing. Sorry, it is what it is. That's just me. That's my opinion. And also because I think in the Quran, it does say that the man seeks a wife, not the woman seeks a husband. So seek me. I'm not going to seek no man. I mean, I think you can express that, your intention that you're looking for somebody, or maybe you can kind of slightly, when they say like to pictures, like to be, like to pictures, or make it clear. I guess you can make it clear that I find you interesting, or I like you. But I would not advise, this is me personally, please you don't have to take this advice, but I would not advise any woman to chase a man and be like, oh, I would like you to, be my boyfriend. I like you. I want to be my husband. And yeah, let's make this work. No. But you can kind of put yourself out there. You know how women do this? You can put yourself out there and make it obvious in a sly way that you're interested without saying, I want you to be my partner directly. I think the man should do that.
Miriam, can I steal a word? Just a comment. But my own advice to follow that is if you're trying to shoot out a word, don't like two pictures. I mean, several other ladies like two pictures there.
No, that was a joke. That was a joke. Like, it's the
make
joke.
it
like,
obvious. Make it.
That's like you can do it in a sly way that it's obvious that I'm interested, but obviously not. That was just a joke. Please
okay, so you can. So ladies can preach that now. If you're listening and is a lady, you can also shoot your shots. Don't go and start like.
That's not what I said.
Okay.
I said you can make yourself available to be like, you can make yourself like, I'm open for shots to be shot, basically, if that makes sense. But don't shoot the shots. Just like, okay, go post open, shoot if you want to.
Okay, so Mariam's of the opinion, she's old fashioned in the sense that you make it apparent that you are interested, but don't be the one to make the chase. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Kubra, do you have anything to say? And Mrs. Alabi Mamadou, if you have.
Yes. As regards what Mariam said, it's sort of like traditional, conventional. That's what is expected culturally. But, and I put a big but, in recent times, ladies who are confident enough have actually gone on to shoot their shots, and some have won, and some have been humiliated because the guy who they decided to shoot the shot at is not at their, I don't want to use the word mental level, that's the word I would like to use, because they've just gone on to embarrass them like, oh, how can you actually do this? It's not right, They feel, a problem, there's something wrong with it. So a lot of times people's cultural preferences, the society they live in plays a lot in what they actually end up doing. So as she said, it's always good to, shine your light, give the green light, and hopefully the shots will be shot. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Kubra. Mrs. Alabi Mamadou, did you want to say anything? I have a comment.
Yes, I think I hear everyone. Women like to be courted, and I don't think, to be honest, I don't know any success stories when a woman approaches the man or asks the man for marriage. I haven't heard. I'm not against it. I think it is a very good thing to do. If a woman is courageous to do that, I think it's really good. I feel like if I wasn't married at this point, and I feel and I find that there's a guy that I really like, that I can do it. I feel like, because I hate to waste my time, so I don't think it's so bad, but I just don't know anyone that has been successful. Personally, I don't know. And I know that for guys, especially West African, I won't say West Africans, but the Nigerian guys, I think that it's always good to let it be their decision at the end of the day. You can, meet them halfway, but you can't meet them all the way. You have to make it something that they have, they want to do. I don't know how you can manipulate the situation, but definitely it has to come from the guy, the whole marriage decision. I think so.
Thank you. Just to sort of round up, like, there are some interesting comments here. Like, first and foremost, obviously the whole point we were making about the heart knows what it wants, etc. We have to turn to Allah ultimately. So tawakkul, istikhara, all those necessary things. And a sister made a very good point that we should also make sure that we don't forget like the prophetic tradition when it comes to picking a spouse. So always go by the sunnah as well. So thank you everyone for your comments. Because of time, I really wanted to ask you guys to give me your definition of love, but I just don't know. We have like 5 minutes. So I think I'll pass on that. Thank you all so much for the honesty, and we've had some really interesting conversations. Mrs. Alabi Mamadou, I'm going to hand over to you because I know you had like a quick announcement. So if you...
Yes, I would like everyone here who is single to please participate in a survey that I am conducting. As I said before, initially or in the beginning of the session, I am actually doing some work on developing a matchmaking service that is going to be focused on people who are looking for matrimony, and trying to determine the preferences and dispositions of, Nigerian male and female as it regards using an online matchmaking platform, what they would like to see from the platform, what will be the wins, what will be the wins or the positioning of the platform, and just pretty much anything that has to do with just your preferences and what you would like to gain out of, a matchmaking platform. So I think the survey link is going to be posted. Please, if you don't mind, fill in the form or participating in the survey so that I get a good idea of how to proceed with this wonderful venture of mine. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Could I ask you to post the link if you have it? If not, I will message someone in the team. But if it's something that you can post, I would really appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure, I'll post it now.
I also wanted to thank our IG family. So people have been tuning in from Instagram as well. Thank you all so much for your contributions. Yeah, it's been a great session. And I just pray that for all of us who are married, that Allah continues to bless your marriages. And for those who are extremely unmarried or in the other category or single, we pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses you with the best of spouses. And yeah, that's my sincere dua for everyone. So we have a question here. I'll probably just read it out. What do you think about this advice? Marry someone who loves you and not whom you love. Okay, maybe we shouldn't take that question. No, because we can talk about this for ages. I think it's one of those questions that people just have completely different opinions on, and it really depends on your personal experiences. So maybe this is a question for another day, maybe next year, inshallah, when we have...
I think we should make a passing comment on it,
Okay, we have 2 minutes, 20 seconds.
Yeah, I think this statement was born out of a parents trying to guard their kids jealously. So you have every parent telling a child, or every uncle or aunt telling a parent to love you, and then the truth is, at the end of the day, the only thing that can make you continue to love someone is not that the person loves you, because if the person loves you and you can't return it, it frustrates you more. That's just the truth.
Thank you for your comment. Okay, so we have to close. Mrs. Alabi Mamadou, thank you so much for giving up your time to join us today, because I know it's very early where you are. May Allah bless you abundantly. Thank you so much. And congratulations in advance on your 10-year anniversary. May Allah bless you and your husband with plenty more and put love and barakah in your union. Thank you so much. Everyone else, thank you so much for staying. Next month, inshallah, we'll be dedicating the month of March to women, as International Women's Day falls on that month. So please keep an eye out on all our social media platforms for what we have planned. So follow us on Instagram, Micah Nigeria, and also have a look on our website so you can know a little bit more about what we do. So assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. Thank you to all our lovely panelists as well. Thank you.